Hello everybody, welcome back. So last night's stream was screwed up rather badly by a bug in the game, and I've reported it to Codemasters. There is going to be a day one patch on the 10th that fixes a lot of these issues. Like here you can see the graphics on my car still haven't loaded in properly. If you look at to the right and left of the driver's hands, or to the homologation label down there, it's all blurry and low res. The issue I ran into though was just straight up corrupted data. I had to delete the game off my system and completely reinstall it, and now hopefully it works fine. So we're in Monaco, we've qualified outside the top 10. I'm scared. I want to get it out of the way. So it's going to be a short stream while we do this, and then I have an errand to run, and then I'll be back this evening for a proper My Team stream episode. Right, without further ado, how about we just do the thing, eh? I'm going to edit the strategy. I want to finish on the faster tyre. Yeah, there we go. So, game's reinstalled, no more crashing, hopefully. Counter strategy, starting on the slower tyre, moving to the harder tyre, trying not to die in a horrible fireball. Let's do the thing with the thing. I also, Perez cost me those places because he stopped right in front of me. Well, this is where you learn if the AI is balked, right? This is where you learn. Okay. My aim now is just to keep the car in one piece. Hopefully I'll gain some places just on pit strategy as long as I can hold pace with the cars in front. Oh, that was a cheeky little overtake, but we got there in the end. Doesn't feel much like racing in that corner, does it? That said, you know, I was complaining at the start of the stream about all the things that are wrong with the game, but the driver AI is massively improved in my opinion. And earlier today, while I was trying to set up another stream, I did my first ever online race in a ranked lobby, and it's not just the AI that's better. Maybe it's because it's the super dedicated fans of the series that pay the extra money to get the early access, but I had the cleanest race I've ever had in one of these games. Like all the other human drivers were so respectful, and the racing was super high quality. I was very happy with it, and I got my first podium in this game. I came home P2 at Mexico, so that was a very, very good start for me. I've got a feeling my tyres are going to overheat. I'm losing a lot of time to the cars ahead of me as well. I've got a lot of extra fuel on, probably partly why the car feels so heavy. Once the car has a bit more upgrades on it though, I should be able to actually push in some of these corners I'm having to back out of, and that would be very, very helpful.
enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
I'm nowhere near 1 second, within 1 second of the car in front. I'm going to be very quiet in this stream, I'm afraid, because I don't have a lot of brain power, and what I do have goes solely into not putting it into the barrier, which I may still do anyway. Hands are so sweaty. I can't dry them off. I get so nervous at Monaco, and I don't know why. I've been driving these games for years. Feels a little quicker. Well, my pace isn't as bad here as it has been in Season 1 historically, because there's no way I'd be running this high. And me and Ocon and Grosjean are actually pulling away from the cars behind, so there is some pace. I just have to keep touching the brakes in places where normally I wouldn't, just to make sure the car doesn't run into a barrier.
Is 2.9 seconds.
Yeah, he's properly running off into the distance, isn't he? Fuck. I'm not pitting, I'm not doing it. No, it's too emotional for me. Apparently the patch, though, will also contain new liveries for the safety car and some of the other teams, which is very good news, and should also hopefully address some of the loading time issues that many people, including myself, have been experiencing. That's definitely a slower Sector 1 because I took some wacky lines. You know, I thought there would have been more accidents. I really did.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.7 seconds.
I know, Jeff, I know. I think Ocon's going to get me here. My ERS saves today. Those of you with a keen ear will hear how much time I'm having to get off the throttle in the middle of a corner just to make the car make it round. This might be a track actually that is easier with a wheel because you've got wider lock, I think. Oh, everyone's in the pits. It's time to pick up some places we'll never be able to hold on to. Because my pace is atrocious.
We're leading our teammate by 9.7 seconds.
Better than him though. I've got a feeling I'm taking that corner too slowly, if anything. I think also I burned off too much fuel.
The car behind has boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre.
More guys in the pits.
Jordan is in the pits. Jordan in the pits.
Tell you what though, these tyres are feeling pretty good. I could probably go longer than I intend to.
Front is 7.3 seconds.
Well, it looks like I'm setting Ricardo up for a podium because I'm going to be holding up everyone behind me for a few more laps, and they're definitely going to catch me because they're close already. You can send me some chocolates at Christmas. As good as this car is in fast corners, it's fucking atrocious in slow ones. feel an accident coming on.
Check your
As I say it, my hands are so sweaty they just slip off the sticks. But what I was referring to was these guys behind me.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
If I had to let a Ferrari through, Leclerc, I wish it was you. Can we not do that? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Quite a train forming behind me now, but it's definitely helping the guys in top three keep their podium positions. I mean, Vettel's released now, but I've done enough damage to his attempts, I think. Be nice to see Daniel Ricciardo on the podium again, though.
You're starting to drop back from the car in front by 2 seconds a lap.
Not fucking surprised, mate. Okay, one more lap and then we're boxing for soft tyres. I have no idea where we're going to end up, but probably nowhere good.
Gap ahead is 4.8 seconds.
I heard a collision behind me, so I really am holding people up.
In this lap, push now.
I don't think I can, Jeff. I don't think I can push. This car does not feel good. Wow, I should have really pitted with everyone else, shouldn't I? I really thought going long would serve me quite well, but seems not to be the case. Bye points. Wow, I'm going to finish really low down.
Go, go, go. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
These tyres do feel better. I thought I would have got DRS there, but I must have caught up to him too late.
Gap to teammate behind is 6.1 seconds. Our gap behind is 4.0 seconds. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
A bit of dirty air off the back of that Alpha Tauri then, which didn't help my lap time at all. Shit. Got to adjust for the dirty air when following another car. The fucking MFD. They fixed it with the overtake button, but they have not fixed it with the fuel mixture. Both got Honda power units. In fact, I've got a better Honda power unit, but apparently it's not enough. Scary. He was much braver than me. Much, much braver than me. I am faster than both of them over a lap, but it's obviously not an overtaker's track. And I'm not at my most clear-headed when I drive here, as has probably become abundantly clear. There's just something very psychologically intimidating by the proximity of the barriers. Yeah, I deserved that. I did deserve that, but in my defence, it's trying to hold speed while not crashing. It's the line I sometimes have to take to avoid going into the back of Gasly. But I suppose lifting off the gas works just as well.
So we've been looking at the damage, and we think you should be okay to continue. It'll cost us a little bit of time, but we're nearly at the end of the race.
Yeah, I've lost an end plate. Now I've really fucked it. I've got to stop stressing. That's the issue. I have to stop stressing out.
Take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage. Okay, box.
Those end plates really make a difference. This is where I use all my flashbacks in the season.
Box this lap, please. We need to get you on new tyres and move on to a different strategy.
I disagree. I was right though, my tyres are overheating, which explains why my turning circle is so bad sometimes.
7 seconds. We're leading our teammate by 7.0 seconds. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Embarrassing. Yeah, these end plates just make it impossible to turn, combined with the overheated tyre. My teammate is about to catch me.
This is your final lap of the race.
The car does not want to turn. I hope Ricciardo held on to his podium. That will be some consolation from what has been a rather embarrassing Grand Prix. My two overtakes, though, were belters. Yeah, 13th, I'll take it. I don't deserve it.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
I don't deserve it at all. That was a horrible performance. But it's out of the way now, and now we're on to circuits I'm okay with. I'm going to get ripped to shreds now in the interviews, though. Hello. Sadly, no. It would have been a nice touch, wouldn't it? But the, I guess the politics of it is a little tricky, because would any driver agree to be labelled as a pay driver in the game? It's a shame. However, that said, the game is really, really good. I was whinging at the start about some fairly minor niggles, mainly to do with the graphics and loading times. But I have to say, the AI to race against, this is the most fun I've had with one of these games since 2016, I think. The AI is spot on. It's absolutely spot on. So I would recommend it, but I still think it desperately needs the day one patch that they've got planned for Saturday, I think. The My Team mode is very, very fun. And it's a good test bed for what they could possibly do next year, or with the management game they're making, actually. They've got a license to make a management game. And that makes me happy. Unfortunately not. You can't Andrea Moda them.
Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken
you can't Andrea Moda them. And I was looking actually in the menu with the race engineer if I could give team orders, but it's not there. Which is odd, because the game asks you about it. Like, you get interviewed by the press and they say, "Oh, are you using team orders?" It's not even an option. I think what I'd like to see is a little bit more freedom in terms of livery. And it's a bit hampered at the moment as well, because you only get a limited number of helmets and outfits and liveries, and you have to unlock them with like an in-game currency. I don't believe you pay for it with real money, it's just points you earn through play. I think it's to encourage you to play online. But the store is closed until the game's out for everybody, so at the moment I can't really unlock anything, which is a little annoying. That said, though, definitely having a lot of fun with it. There's games in the series that I think kind of shake things up so much that it's almost like a new chapter, and this is definitely one of those games. And I don't regret paying extra for the early access. It's something I don't normally do, but this is the only game I buy religiously every year, and I think it was fine. And actually, I quite like the look of that car, to be honest. If you're familiar with the FIFA games, what you've got here is it's very awkward being the boss and the driver. What I really wanted was like a management mode, but that wasn't on offer, unfortunately. But what you get here is like a calendar that jogs along as it does in the FIFA games, if you've played those. So you have, like in red there, is the next race, and then you fill the gaps in between with different activities in the team. Let's see. So these change up. We've got 9 free time slots to spend however we wish. So obviously you can't do both of these, because, well, you can, but that would leave you one day, and there's nothing that only takes one day. So actually, yeah, you're screwed whatever you do, because there's no combination that adds up. Oh, there is a 3, a 2 and a 4. Forgot how to count there. So here's the question. Which of the 3s? Aero department focus, durability upgrade for sure, because it doesn't drag down the morale of the other departments. So we'll start with that. A sponsor fundraiser, which costs us money, but improves the acclaim of the team, or reaction training for the second driver. I'm going to go for that because the differential between the two of us has been quite high. And then attend F1 esports event, which improves my acclaim, or sponsor advertisement with the car, which gives the team 500 prestige and 30k in the bank. That's a no-brainer. In terms of contracts, our second driver's contract is up fairly soon, actually. 42 days left on Jordan King's contract. How it worked was, at the start I had a selection of non-F1 drivers who were prepared to sign with us, and I just balanced it with what was coming in from the sponsors plus the power unit and the other overhead costs, and Jordan King was sort of the best bang for my buck. He's got better while he's been with us, and now his salary's gone up from 1.5 million to 2 million, which is painful. And I'm thinking of replacing him when his contract's up, because if I look at the driver market, he's level 65. I'm wondering if I can get someone better than that. Yeah, I can get Nick De Vries for the same money, and he's 3 points better. So I think I'll put De Vries in the car, either second half of the season or next season, and then really I need to start looking at saving up money to hire an established F1 driver, because it will help us get more sponsors because they've got more acclaim. But also the performance differential between me and my second driver is a bit too high at the moment. Yeah, it's sad, right? But it's a nice tribute that they've left him in the game, I think. See, I would have taken him if he'd been in my initial offering. But I had a choice between Jordan King, Mick Schumacher, Tatiana Calderon, Sean Galale, and Nikita Mazepin. And yeah, for me, Jordan King was sort of a no-brainer. Matthew Sheeter actually is also better than King and cheaper. So's Hubert. Who's got the best pace? Matthew Sheeter. And then Nick De Vries. Nick De Vries is actually slower than both of them, so I'm questioning myself already. How it also works when you found your team is you have an interview with Will Buxton, and he asks you questions about the work you did to found the team that dictates how your starting statistics are. And most people I've seen playing, they tried to balance everything out. I went a different way and just put everything into chassis and aerodynamics, and I took the Honda engine because it was the cheapest, and also I'm a bit of a Honda fan, and just put all my focus in aerodynamics and chassis. And how that turned out was my car was already better than Haas and Williams, which in other people's playthroughs is not the case. So I answered those questions correctly, I suppose. And that means we've been able to get points in our first season as well, which has been really good. I'm still trying to find a suitable difficulty level. In the last game, I was playing between 90 and 95 most of the time, and that was fairly accurate about where the challenge level I felt was right. At the moment, I'm playing on 85, and that's because whenever I'm streaming, I try. I mean, it's not a. Monaco's not a good example, but normally I try and talk to people and I try and read the chat and everything, and that slows you down naturally. So I just knock the difficulty down for streaming so that I can still race and have some challenge, but also not just constantly go backwards. Yeah, I said the same thing, man. Renault, I think it could be argued are in a worse place than Honda right now, and yeah, I'd show you what the stats have been set to, but it doesn't give me an option. Ferrari are being nerfed. So yesterday there was a driver performance patch that came in around lunchtime, and that changed the driver performance levels based on the stats from Austria. So Ferrari are now a bit slower. But the Ferrari power unit is not being patched until the day one patch on Saturday. But rumour has it that it's going to be nerfed and Honda is going to get a boost, which I think makes total sense. But honestly, it's fairly minor stuff that I have to complain about, really. I mean, I'm overall very happy, and it's been one of the most stable launches of one of these games that I've made a habit since 2010 of getting these games on launch day, and it's definitely been the most stable launch and the most polished at release. So overall, I'm quite happy. I have money and I need to upgrade my factory. I've invested in personnel already because I really wanted to bump up my second driver. The chassis, that was the factory upgrade I got through my interview with Will Buxton at the start. I think aero is a good place to look next. Fabrication increases the number of simultaneous upgrades. That's not an issue right now because we're not earning a lot of dev points. Reduction in build time, quality control, or resource point generation. That's tricky. I'm going to go for quality control first. Reason being that I've already had a number of upgrades fail, and that's actually more annoying than anything else. But also I might just wait. It's really hard to know how your finances are going to look. Podium Pass, this is where you unlock everything. It's still down for maintenance, and apparently it will be down until the game launches for everybody, which I guess kind of makes sense. Yeah, all in all, if you're on the fence about it, I would definitely get it, and I expect the day one patch to solve a lot of the issues. Bonus points to them as well, because the Williams livery in the game at launch was the new one. We don't have the new Mercedes yet, or the new Ferrari or McLaren, but they did get the new Williams in, so that was a nice touch. Yeah, awesome stuff. Highly recommended. I have some errands to run, unfortunately, so this was always going to be a micro stream, but thank you for stopping by and asking some questions and having a bit of a chat. It's usually a bit busier in the evening. Yes, that made me laugh, actually. It was quite funny seeing the aero guy basically being a guy with a pressure washer and a household fan on the side. It's the most embarrassing of the facilities because the rest look kind of passable. The factory does improve as you spend money, so eventually you end up with something really impressive. But yeah, I mean, like, at least the marketing office is sort of respectable. You've got team branding on the wallpaper and, you know, a nice wooden desk. But then aerodynamics is just some guy with a fucking pressure washer. It's amazing. Still, though, we're making an effort. You know, it's not easy in this economy. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. I'm pathetically grateful, in fact. It's always nice to meet new people. Normally it's a bit livelier in the evening. There's a good 3 to 5 of us usually hanging out, having a bit of a chat. I will be back online in, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours for most of the evening, so please feel free to join us if you're so inclined. Other than that, have a very lovely afternoon and take care of yourself. Bye, Z's.